Hello, StarCraft fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. This is a game between Bales and Railgan on Bel'Shir Vestige, the latter edition. In the top left side of the map, we have the blue Protoss player from Team Elevate. It is Bales. And in the bottom right side of the map, we have the red Zerg player from Team Railgan. It is Railgan. And with me on the cast today is the same player, Railgan.
Hello Falcon Paladin, I'm glad to join you once more for a nice cast of some StarCraft 2 CVP.
Yeah, ZVP is my favorite matchup, and having somebody along to teach me a little bit more about it is something I've always wanted, and here we get it today. Quick probe scout out of Bale. Somebody made the point in one of the comments of my videos recently that the reason Protoss scout is because they don't have to tie up a worker building something or having it turn into something. They kind of have that extra one available for scouting. Do you agree with that reason, or do you think there's another reason for it?
I think the strength of Protoss in the CVP game in the early, in terms of scouting, is that they can block the natural. And if they block your natural on Bel'Shir, then you have to take the third base, which is really far away. Then you have this huge gap between the main and the third base. And if they go with an adapt to your third base, then it takes a long time for your links to get from the main to the third, and then from the third to the main as he shades around. So you can do a lot of damage that way.
What do you consider to be the third on this map? Which one, to the left or up?
I think to the left.
Okay.
I consider the one up is kind of like the fifth base, and the one to the far left, middle kind of fish is the fourth.
Okay. I've definitely seen people take the one on the up as their third base when harassed, but I'm with you. I think it's makes a little bit more sense to take it to the left and kind of creep up that left side, but regardless, it's a really big, wide wall off here on Bel'Shir Vestige for Bales for Protoss players. Do you ever think about trying to abuse that, getting some quick lings up, or do you just kind of let them wall it off whenever they want?
Yeah, you can definitely open with 13 drones into gas into a 12 pool and try to get some early links over there, attack the gateway or attack the pylon. But nowadays Protoss scout every game anyways, and they've gotten pretty good at pulling just the right amount of workers, chronoing out the zealot and just being safe anyways. I rarely am able to do critical amounts of damage unless the Protoss fumbles completely. Which
sometimes happens, but yeah, you can't count on that for sure. Stargate opening from Bales. I do have an Oracle name ready to go. It's a good one too, so stick around for that Oracle name if nothing else. I'm not sure how many of you click on these videos and then leave after 2.5 minutes, but if you're planning on leaving, stay for the Oracle name. Second base is done for Bales. He's got that double chrono boost up. He's getting adepts out. He's not even walling off, actually. He's not walling this off at all. It's a giant area. A Ling run by seems very possible, but like you said, photon overcharge and adepts and pulling the right number of probes makes that a pretty tricky proposition for Bales.
Yeah, I mean, he's playing it kind of greedy. Also built the Stargate at a rather weird spot, just trying to hide it, and to each their own, right? But he's actually building a Phoenix and not an Oracle. I have to disappoint you.
Oh, no, it is a Phoenix. It's Phoenix production. He could still make an Oracle later. Don't take that dream away from me. So the Phoenix are out. The nice thing about Phoenix is, as we see, they can take down Overlords. And losing Overlords early for Zerg is a bad feeling. You hate that, right? I'm sure you hate having to sacrifice another 100 minerals to replace an Overlord.
Yeah, it's especially frustrating because in the current meta you don't expect the Phoenix. So you just send the Overlords out on the map and then you try to hide them, but they're going to die anyways.
Oh, does he see the second one? He just flew right past it, and he did. He makes the turnaround. Oh, 2 Phoenix. This one's going to die even quicker without getting any scouting information either. This poor Sloverlord. Poor thing. Bad news bears. Will the supply block? It does. Supply blocks Railgun temporarily. He's got to replace one, and that just slows everything down. So Protoss players, maybe consider opening up Phoenix against Zerg and just killing some Overlords for fun.
Yeah, like in the current meta game, people like to go Phoenix Adept or Oracle Adept. So if I see Phoenix, I immediately think it's going to be Phoenix Adept. And what is very important about the Spore Crawlers and against Phoenix is that they're not there to protect your drones, because Phoenix don't die to spores, so they will kill your drones anyways. But the spores are there to protect your queens and your overlords.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, you're right. If anything, the Spore Crawler kind of keeps the Phoenix away. You do need a queen there. That third base didn't have a queen yet. The queen Spore Crawler combination is so important. And because there weren't any queens, your Overlord did die. But 3 queens pushing these guys away from the third base. One needs to come. Oh, actually, one just pop out. So we're looking at a total of 5 queens. How many queens do you try to make in the early game against Protoss?
Usually you go for like four queens at most, like 1 queen for creep spreading and 3 queens for injecting. Sometimes against war prisons you'll make up to 6. And against Phoenix I kind of like to make 3 queens as well, just to kind of harass them and put them away.
Yeah, so these Phoenix men, they've been pretty effective. They've killed 2 drones already. They're killing overlords. This is going to be the 5th overlord to fall to these dudes. Just incredible control so far by the Protoss player, and expanding behind this as well.
Yeah, it's a bit frustrating to play against Phoenix because I don't really have an answer. They are really beefy, they are flying fast, and every unit that I lose that is not a drone is basically me making a mistake. I should never have overlords in the middle of between my bases. I should always have them behind the mineral line like I do in my main, above the spore.
Yeah, you've got one in your natural that's a little bit too far away to be protected by that spore. So we'll see the Phoenix come there making a beeline generally in that area. Let's see if they come in and get him or not. And the other thing the Phoenix do is they provide really excellent scouting. They can see everything that you're doing way better than like an observer could, just because, again, the spore crawler kills them a lot faster. Dude, were those transferring drones? Were those transferring drones? Yep. Transferring drones getting picked up and murdered as well. Just Bales on top of things right now.
In the meantime, at home, he is preparing for that added glaive, and he is preparing for a +1 upgrade. Templar's Archive is going down as well, so I can kind of expect some Storm, Arcan, Adept-ish composition based on that. But it's important is that he's getting the added glaive upgrade and not the charge upgrade that we see more commonly if you go for the Immortal Arcan charge lot combination.
So how can you tell what I mean, you haven't been able to scout at all. Like, how are you deciding what to do here?
Generally against Phoenix, you kind of need Hydras to kill the Phoenix. I mean, I could build Corruptors, but that's not really efficient, I think. So I built Hydras, and then he will spend his minerals on charge lots or Adepts, so you need Banelings, and then you build Lings to kind of surround the Archons and Immortals, and that leads you to the Hydra-Ling Baneling composition.
So it's kind of a jack-of-all-trades build. It's good against pretty much everything you can expect to see from Bales at this time.
Yeah, I mean, if he would go for mass carrier, then I would need more Hydras. If he goes for more ground units, I need more Banelings. If he goes more Immortal heavy, I need more Lings. I can kind of adjust on the fly based on what he's building.
So the good thing about opening Phoenix 2 is that he can't stop you from taking extra bases. So I like that you have a 4th base already on the way, just about done. The Phoenix Harass has been able to kill drones for the last couple of minutes. But like you said, that's not necessarily a priority. You've lost 10 drones. It's 67 to 66 harvesters. And here comes a huge Ling, Baneling, Hydra attack swinging up to the north side. 16 Banelings in production right now in addition to the like 20 that you already have. This is going to be a big Baneling hit.
Yeah, I'm preparing for a huge attack, and the key thing is going to be whether my Banelings get stormed or force fielded.
There's the force fields coming up, and the Banelings all getting stormed at the same time. Oh no! Oh no! I don't think there was a single Baneling connection there. There are still some Hydras remaining. They're trying to pick off a gateway, like make this trip worth something. That'd be nice. Baneling, a couple of good hits there. I think an Adept died. More Storm on the Hydras, but oh, that force field Storm combination was just sick. That was potent.
Yeah, don't look at the units lost tab right now.
Yeah, okay, so we'll look at the units lost tab. 1,200 resources lost for the Protoss player, and Railgan has lost 5,300. I mean, that's just incredible efficiency from that hold by Bales right there. That's why I don't like Baneling busting Protoss. That happens to me more often than not.
Yeah, what this game kind of taught me is that if you go for Banelings, the Banelings kind of stop scaling at one point. Like, whether I build 50 Banelings or 30 Banelings or 20 Banelings, they're about to going to do the same thing in that scenario.
Yeah. Woo! Okay, I'm trying to recover from that. Taking a 4th base here is Bales along the left side. He's got his High Templar, he's got his Adepts, Sentries, Archons. 22 kills on that one Archon. Good gravy. He's been a busy boy. So 4 bases to 4 bases, a bunch of Lings, more Hydras, Lurkers in production for you now. I do like Lurkers a little bit better than Banelings in this situation, especially because the Immortal count is currently 0.
Yeah, you can trust me, after those Banelings, I'd rather build other units as well.
Banelings are off the menu. Some Baneling, oh, just kidding, there are some Banelings still left over, possibly, rolling up this right side. They might try to get into this 3rd base, but I mean, that wall is really, it's a lot of gateways. It take a lot to break through it. I just don't see this happening unless it's some kind of a drop. We'll keep an eye on that one for sure. More banelings up here getting stormed and having to retreat. Bale's reaction times have just been on point against these banelings so far.
Yeah, the banelings are rolling into his third base right now.
Yeah, and trying to sneak around all these cannons. Oh, getting walled. Oh, not walled off. And great splits. Oh my gosh, great splits. So two probes have died so far in this game. Looking really good for Bale's. Charge is now on the way. Going to get some charge lots, which is pretty fun to deal with against Zerg. And it's 188, 190 to 179 total supply. Both players are essentially maxed out.
Yeah, what those banelings showed me though is that he did not take the fourth base to the right, so that only leaves one possible location for his fourth base, and that also means that there's only one location that I have to push into right now.
Oh, so that's some pretty good scouting information. So very ground-heavy army. Archon, Stalkers, got Storm, got Guardian Shield up as well. Lings trying to get on top of this, but Lings by themselves can get Stormed and Archon pretty much into oblivion, so they need to be in there together with the rest of the army as you pulled them back and showed. Lings just kind of scouting, Banelings crashing on top of Archons, and Stalkers doing very little damage. This Archon basically got tickled a little bit. A Dark Shrine on the way, and a big Adept warping in the main base of Railgan. What's he doing to deal with this? Everybody coming home. All the Lings coming home to deal with this, and actually most of everything else as well.
Yeah, I still have some lurkers over there that are going to push him back, because pushing into lurkers with his composition is really hard. He doesn't have the immortals and he doesn't have a high Archon count either.
Alright, so usually, yeah, I don't like it when players send all of their units back to deal with the drop, but where you could hold your position with just lurker, it makes a lot of sense. These Adepts overextending a little bit. Here into the middle, they transfer. They don't have any. Their cooldown is still on. They can't escape, and actually two of them might live. No, they're completely gone. More Adepts coming into this main base. You got to kill that Warp Prism. At this point, there you go. Railgun knows when there's one there, and there goes the Warp Prism exploding quite handily. And we're looking at 180, 186 to 152 total supply. Railgun taking a bit of a lead over the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, he still has the resources available. I mean, he kind of got rid of the Adepts to actually build beefier units. He could have used them better, but I think he didn't plan to use the Adepts much more there, so just kind of threw them away.
So Stalkers and Archons moving up again into Lurkers. Not enough Immortals. He's starting to double pump, though, so he will have the Immortal count he needs in a minute. But there's a little window here for you to do a lot of damage and trying to defend this fourth base. With the Storm, good Storms. They don't kill Lurkers, but they weaken them a lot, which is super useful for the Bales. Yeah. And a bit of a Ling attack up into the natural base as well.
He's kind of trapped over there. He has Lurkers at the bottom, Lurkers at the top, and at the same time, he somehow has to defend his natural, so he has to break out here.
Yeah, the Lurkers forcing him back into that fourth base. The Lings inside the natural. DT is here to clean them up. Beautiful warping. The DT is just absolutely making short work of those of the Zerglings and the Hydralisks. And still, army pretty much trapped inside his fourth for Bales. These Lurkers making sure he doesn't want to go anywhere anytime soon. But he is sneaking a fifth base on you. Yeah, I'm not sure you know that exists. Nope, along the right side, that fifth base is totally there.
Yeah, right now, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to push into his natural, or if he would just completely kill my lurker. So it's kind of dangerous, but the lack of Immortal with the army at the fourth is really a big problem for him.
So the Immortals are coming from the right side here. Hydra versus Immortal, but no, the Lurker is getting blown out of the ground. Oh, so good. So good are Immortals in that situation. Stalkers managed to get down the ramp as well. Storm on top of the Hydras, and a Storm Lurker, Storm against the Lurkers, Storm against the Banelings. Lurkers trying to get up here in this fourth base, trying to kill it. These High Templar are very undefended right now, throwing down Storms and not dying. Feedback on the Overseers as well, and somehow 4 of those High Templars managed to escape from the death zone that is this fourth base of Bales.
Yeah, overall, I'm not too unhappy with this trade. Units lost-wise, I'm still a bit behind, but I think I kind of redeemed myself. Lurkers are still alive, and I was able to take out one of his mining bases.
Yeah, there it goes. Explodes, completely gone. Bales, very luckily for him, still has that fifth base, which is useful. It's 50 to 62 Harvesters. He didn't lose a whole ton of probes in that situation, but here comes the Infestation Pit. What you planning on doing with that one?
I figured I need to tech to Hive Tech and perhaps even get some fungals mixed in. And Hive Tech is really important, so I can get the Greater Spire and the Broodlords in case he goes for the Disruptors or for a high Immortal count.
All right, I'm on board with this plan. You went over to this right side, but you still haven't scouted that 5th. Ah, this is driving me crazy. Warp Prism coming on down, and Hydras, they see it. Get out of there, Warp Prism, run for your little life, and it does manage to escape, which is a big deal. Army showing up to replant this 4th base of Bales, and your army just kind of seems to be out in the middle of the map right now.
Yeah, it's kind of a hard spot for me because I know he took the 4th base to the right based on the mining. Like, there's no way he's still only on 3 bases. Or at the same time, he's pushing into me here.
Yeah, big old Immortal count is very high, sitting at 6. The Lurkers evaporate. They're just so terrible in that situation. Archon's in the front to absorb Ling attacks as well. Storm the Hydras that are trying to come along this right side. One Immortal does get picked off a little bit on that right side, but storming on the ramp, the Archon's in the front doing terrible splash damage to the Hydras. Storming, continuing to bring down that HP. And this 4th base of Railgan's looks like it is going to fall. They're getting targets fired down by the Immortals and making sure the Broodlings can't assist in this battle too much. Now taking it out. Backing into a corner, and actually these guys all might straight up die. That's a lot of Hydra. Hydra are very good against the Immortals, and they are all going to get taken down there. Zealots and DTs getting rid of the 5th base of Railgan along the right side as well. Suddenly we're down to 3 bases for the Zerg player. What you going to do now, Railgan?
Well, the problem is that I lost a lot of workers over at the 4th and at the 5th base, so that kind of puts me at a low worker count, and it's hard for me to get up the resources to actually retake these bases right now. Yeah, it's really good that I reset the Immortal count, though.
Yeah, that definitely helps a lot. The Immortal count was 6 or 7. It's down to 2 right now. Still making them, though. Still making those Immortals, which might be a mistake from Bale, since I don't see any more Hydras or Lurkers in production. Hydras mainly, and Hydras are much better against the Immortal. This 5th base finally gets scouted. Good pull of probes, though, getting out of there. But here come a ton of Adepts and High Templar and Immortals with a Disruptor as well. That's a great composition against pure Hydra, and you recognize what's going on inside to back on out. Just putting a little pressure on there as the probes come back to work.
Yeah, I'm really scared of the Warp Prism to the right now. It can go into my main and into my possible 4th base, and here it goes into my main.
Yep, Zealot charge lots in here again with a +3 attack and +2 armor. Those guys hit really hard. Really super hard. Are you sending anything to deal with this? Not really. I don't see any reacting units. Just going for it. Can I take out this 5th base of Bales in return? But Disruptor, they do 2-shot the Lurkers, bringing them down to very low HP after 1. Photon Overcharge is up at the same time. Zealot's allowed to do whatever they want inside that main base. Hydra is taking down the pylon. That was Photon Overcharge. This 5th base might straight up die. Bale's army is a little bit indecisive right now. Where do they want to go? Why are they letting this base completely die? The probes do escape. He does have a replacement Nexus coming up on the left side where his 4th is going to be, but that was a big time play for you.
Yeah. At the same time, the Zealots are killing all my tech, though, but I figured I have to make something happen. If I just let him mine more, because he killed my 4th base on the left again, right? So if I go home and defend now, then he's just going to be way ahead economically and will have a much bigger army and just end up killing me.
So at this point, it's kind of just dancing back and forth. The Hydras, they come to this replacement 4th base. There's nothing to defend it. There aren't a lot of Hydras, but enough to force a cancel. And the probe dies, and burrowing a Lurker with an Overlord pooping creep here as well. So somehow Bales finds himself on 3 bases, unable to get that all-incredible important 4th base here. 119 to 78 total supply. Railgun, you're replacing your 4th base long-distance mining with the 31 drones that you have. Bales is sitting at 34, and I don't know. I kind of like the composition of Bale's army a little bit better than what you've got right now.
Yeah, but keep in mind that I have a lot of gas in the bank, so I can quickly increase my Lurker count. I still have the Lurker den. I don't have a lair, but... Well, I don't have a lair. I don't think I have a pool either. I just have the Lurker den right now, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, it's going to be a long time getting back a lair for sure, so I'm not sure you're trying right now. Lurker den is going to be what you need. All right, so additional Lurkers in production, just kind of dancing as Bales. He's replacing that 5th base along that right side. The army in really no position to deal with that from you. More defensively of your own 4th base. But here comes Bales down to your 4th. Got Immortals, got Disruptors, got Zealots, got Adepts, got High Templar, some Phoenix in the air as well. And here we go. Bit of a surprise engagement. Disruptors do take out 2 of your Lurkers there. Bit of a lucky blow there from Bales. Trying to attack from the high ground are these Hydras, but the Phoenix count is enough to lift each and every one of those Hydras. And here come the Immortals setting up his Bales very patiently, getting rid of an Extractor. And now comes the Disruptor. Purification Nova doesn't hit anything. Lurker's picked off before it can actually burrow. And now suddenly we're looking at another dead Lurker. 4 Hydras defending here from Railgan and a Lurker. Lurker on the high ground getting disrupted. Oh, it missed. Oh, no, it missed. And Bale's pulling back. I don't know. I feel like Bale's had that. Where was he going?
Yeah, he got a little bit scared of the Lurkers. He doesn't quite know what he's up against. And for me, this is the last base, right? If I lose this base, the game is over.
Yeah, it's looking really tenuous right now. That 5th base by Bales is up and running, is happily mining from it. Attacking onto creep here is Bales. Got some Hydras, got some Lurkers on the left side. Lurkers trying to morph in, getting canceled. As there was a lot of Storm on top of there. Purification Nova killing a Changeling. Don't see that every day of the week. But the upgrades here are just so good. The +3 attack for Bales. Hydras are at 0-0 along with the Lurkers. Storms on top of the Lurkers. There are a good number, 5 of them there, but the Immortal count is also high as well. And again, the better upgrades going to come into battle at play here for sure. Purification Novas killing a Hydra, but all the Lurkers dodge that. Just desperately making more and more Hydralisks. 2 getting picked off. This Disruptor play is doing extremely well. 4 kills, 5 kills, 2 kills on that one. Killing Creep Tumors. Doesn't want to attack into the Lurkers. Has had bad experiences with Lurkers thus far, but just can't quite seal the deal. Is Bales here? You got this thing, man. I believe. Woo! Big ol' Purification Nova hit, and there it is. Okay, so the Purification Nova hit, that kills 3 of the Lurkers and leaves Railgan with 3 Lurkers and 3 Hydralisks is enough for the GG. So good job to Bales, taking the win. A little more cautious than he needed to be, I think, but hey, a win's a win.
Yeah, it was kind of hard over there because it's kind of frustrating to play against the Disruptors because I cannot really engage on top of them. The Immortals kill the Hydras if I try to engage. I just couldn't get out enough mineral units in the end to, like, as I spoke of earlier, like I need the Ling Hydra Baneling against this composition. I need a lot of Lings and Hydras against the Immortals, and all I had left were Lurkers, which are not that good against Immortals and Disruptors. Yeah,
and you didn't even have a spawning pool. Those Zealots took it down about 4 minutes ago, so that makes it a lot harder for sure.
Yeah, what killed me were there were only 4 units, the 3 Zealots and the Dark Templar at the 5th base that took care of that base while I finished his Immortals on the left-hand side at the 4th. That's really what killed me this game. I lost too many workers. If I had 4 Hydralisks over there, the game would have been completely different.
Yeah, he did a really good job just making a sneaky attack on your base while doing a major attack on the left. So, yep, splitting units can be super duper powerful in the StarCraft 2. All right, so any final thoughts for me?
Well, final thoughts are don't turn your Banelings into Storm.
Good pro tip. I'm liking that.
And yeah, it's pretty much it. It was a really fun game for me to play. I was also very anxious because you never know how good your opponent's economic situation is. You can kind of guess, but when I killed his 4th on the right side, it's the 5th on the right side, I wasn't sure, well, did he retake his 4th already? Is he still mining anywhere? And it's kind of hard to judge what's actually going on. In the end, I think I should have retaken the 4th base in the left-hand side a lot faster. But I figured he was going to push into me and try and kill me, and he decided against that and just played it calm and collected, as we saw.
Yeah, that is kind of a Bales thing. He's always just kind of steady as she goes. All right. So again, thanks for joining me, Railgan. You can find him on Twitch and Twitter and YouTube. There are links in the descriptions here for all of those locations. Very consistent streamer, very knowledgeable at the GM level as well. And that's going to be it from us. This has been Falcon Paladin and Railgan coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Go ahead and hit the like and subscribe buttons if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also find me on Twitter and Facebook, both at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.